Hey guys, Andrew Bad Andy Belgum, and I'm back with another edition of Bad Andy Fitness. So today we're doing a little different style than I normally do. I've been getting asked a lot of questions. What's a typical meal like for me? What's something healthy I can cook for my family? Well, today I'm getting ready to do a meal prep, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show you guys some stuff you can eat. And a lot of foods you can eat that you thought weren't healthy are really healthy for you. And today's a great example. I'm getting ready to make beef stew. It's super easy to make and super good for you. So in the description, I'll give a list of the ingredients I use and the amounts. But I'm going to go over them real quick. That way you guys can kind of see them as well. And before I get started, all vegetables I use are always organic. And the meat is going to be antibiotic, hormone-free, and grass-fed. Those are really important, guys. If you're not doing the organic and the meat without the hormones and stuff in it, you need to do it because you don't want those chemicals going into your body. So let's go ahead and let's see what we got here. So first we're going to start off, we got an onion, celery, carrots, a lot of Yukon Gold potatoes, and you can do red as well. I love Yukons though, they're really great at absorbing flavors and taking on whatever you want them to. And then for your meats, there's quite a few options you can use. Sometimes stores will actually have stuff called stew meat already cut up for you, but I have round steak. It's a cheaper cut of meat and it's full of flavor. And you can get away with the cheaper cut of meats in the stew meat because we're going to be stewing it for a while, so it'll help tenderize it. So you can go ahead, don't be spending a lot of money on a cut of meat. Round steak is perfectly fine and it's so cheap and so good. And then next, we got a couple types of mushrooms. We got shitake over here on my right, and then cremini here on the left. These are great for giving it kind of that earthy flavor. And I think it adds a lot to the dish. And then also homemade bone broth. This is where a lot of the flavor is going to come from. And if you can kind of see this yellow fat floating around on top, we're going to be adding all that into the meal. That it's going to be one of the components that makes it extra healthy. You want to be getting good fats into your life, and that is a good fat, guys. Also, if you're not drinking bone broth daily before you go to bed, you need to start. I'm going to make a whole video on just bone broth, so don't worry. You'll be able to make your own homemade bone broth, and it's so good for you, and it tastes so good. And it's really not that hard to make. It does take a little bit of time, though. But as you can see, I make everything always from scratch, and it just tastes better, and it's better for you. So we're just down to a couple ingredients now, and we got Worcester sauce. And the thing with Worcester sauce, why it has to be organic and non-GMO, is soy, if it's genetically modified, which I think 90% or 95% of it all is, has tons and tons of estrogen in it, which is bad for guys and girls. You don't want all that excess estrogen messing up your hormonal balance. And that brings us to the final ones. We got an Italian seasoning blend, and then some pink Himalayan sea salt, and this will be fresh cracked pepper when we use it. And these will be going on our meat before we sear them. And we're going to sear them with some extra virgin olive oil. And we'll be doing that in our nice big pan here. And we'll be deglazing all that with the bone broth. So stew, like I was saying earlier, is super easy to make. What I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm not going to show you this because it takes a little bit of time. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dice up all these vegetables. And then I'm going to cut up my round steak into bite-sized pieces as well. And when I cut the round steak up in bite-sized pieces, the next step is I will sear it here in this pan for 4 minutes each side to brown it. Flip it over, sear the other side for 4 minutes until all the meat has been browned. And then when that has been done, there'll be a coat of like burnt meat kind of on the bottom. We'll take our bone broth, put it to low, simmer it, slowly add some of this in, use a wooden spoon to scrape it, And while you're heating, it'll start coming off pretty easy, and that's what they call deglazing, and it adds a ton of flavor to your meal as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started on dicing the veggies, but I will show you guys the next step of searing and deglazing in case you haven't seen it. But I'll see you guys here in about 15 minutes, and I can't wait. It's going to be so delicious. Alright guys, I'm back. I have my veggies all cut up, as you can see over here. It's quite a bit. There's 3 full plates of veggies, so you can see the nutritional value of the beef stew. And then we have our steak here seared on both sides. And you can see this kind of nice golden brown color. That's what you're aiming for. Do not put flour on this. You don't need it, and you don't want to be getting any gluten, unnecessary gluten or stuff like that in your diet. This is going to have plenty of flavor the way it is. So the only other part, and this is the part I wanted to show you in case you've never done this and don't know what deglazing is, but as you can see here, all that burnt stuff that came from searing the meat, what we're gonna do is we'll add some bone broth to it. I have an electric stove, so I'll turn it up to 2, or you just do whatever simmer is on your stove. Put some bone broth in there, and then you'll use your wooden spatula, wooden spoon, whatever you want to call it, and then you'll just slowly kind of scrape the bottom, and it should come up pretty easy. If it's not coming up easy, add a little more bone broth and turn the heat up a little bit. And once that's fully dissolved, the only thing left to do is add in all your veggies, your meat, top it off with bone broth, add in your Italian seasoning and Worcester sauce, and then just let it simmer for a while. It's really easy to make, guys. It's so delicious and it's so good for you. I hope you guys found this helpful. I know a lot of people had questions on what they should be eating, so I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea. And if you found this video useful, as always, give it a like, give it a share, and subscribe, because I'm going to keep covering the topics you guys want me to. So in the comments below, let me know what else you want me to cover in future episodes. If it's cooking, food related, or anything else health related, let me know and I will get to them. But that's going to do it for this edition of Bad Andy Fitness, guys. I'll see you on the next one.